Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and in this video, I am going to layer two different puff HTVs. So something I've never used before. I've never used the vinyl and tool supply. I never used their 3D Super Puff. I've seen it done before and I thought I want to give this a try, but I also want to layer it with the Caesar Strip Flock Pro HTV, and I've used this before, so this is not something that is new to my channel, or well, it might be. No, I think I've used it in this channel before. I definitely have used it before I started this channel, and I really do like it. So we're going to layer both of them and see how it turns out. However, before we get started, I want to go ahead and do a test piece. So if you guys remember in my videos, oh, looks like I got some dirt on there. In my videos here, I was making this for my daughter, and then the E just got pushed over to the C, and so this is just a messed up shirt. But I told you guys, keep these shirts because I like to use them as test pieces. So let's go ahead and we will test this here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and apply or weed out my vinyl, and then also go ahead and put the strip flock on there first. So let me, I forget what I need to see what the temperature is and for how long. They keep this pretty vague. It says set home iron to cotton setting, no steam, press iron firmly for 10 to 15 seconds on the entire design for 10 to 15 seconds. So I am going to just do 300, and if I need to, I most certainly could Google it, but I've used 300 before, so it should be just fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put that over here, and I turned on my easy press, and I'll put that over here, and let's go ahead and weed out both of my designs. Now with this, I just did everyday iron on, and I did it for both of them, and I just put more pressure. So this just says little cutie, and this is just an offset. So I found a design that I liked in Design Space. In fact, this one in particular, it had a peach with it, and while I liked the peach, I just wanted something pretty simplistic for the first time of using the Super Plus, or what's it called? Yeah, 3D Super Plus puff vinyl. So I just wanted something pretty easy. So I just found an SVG that just says little cutie, and I'm going to put that on my daughter's shirt. And I've mentioned this before. I had bought a lot of shirts in hopes of crafting them for Christmas, to give it to her for Christmas, and unfortunately time just did not allow, so now they're just going to become, that was my press, and I got some sun coming in, so I'm sorry if I have a glare in the video here. I'm just trying to weed out the little pieces on the vinyl here. But anyways, so I told you guys I'd sprinkle some of her shirts in with my videos. So I've got a few more I still got to do, and I got to craft with them fast, because if anyone has any little ones, you all know that they tend to grow so fast, and before you know it, they are out of that size that you have a bunch of. My daughter, she's 2.5 years old, and she can still fit into some 24-month clothing. So she's just now fitting into, well, I wouldn't say just now. She's been wearing 2T for about a couple months now. But definitely 3T is still too big for her. And I'll go ahead and weed this out. Now with this one, this is the Super Puff vinyl. And we're used to, when you do everyday iron on, like for this one, for example, we're used to putting the shiny, so if you look, this is shiny, and then this is the matted look, and we're used to putting the shiny side down. Well, with the vinyl and tool supply. The Super Puff, it says the puff is a puff heat transfer vinyl that is easy to weed, easy to use, and only requires one press. Best press with a heat press. So using a mini press would not be something I would recommend using. And you want to mirror it and then cut shiny side up. And we're used to cutting shiny side down, right? So just be aware of that. So this is the shiny side. This is more of the matte look. I swear I had to read that 5 billion times. Because again, if you guys work with HTV or iron-on, same thing. We're used to having the shiny side go down, and this is the complete opposite. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't mess that up by cutting it the wrong side up, because I've done that before. Not with this, but I've done it in the past when I first started of crafting with it on the wrong side, or cutting it on the wrong side. And I said, this is terrible. Then I realized, oh, yep, nope, little error. So again, this just says little cutie. And this is their metallic gold. I really want their red, but they are, I think I got some red, not in metallic because they are out of it. I really wanted the metallic red for Christmas, but all right. So let me move that here. I'm going to bring my mat in. And with that puff vinyl, or the flock, the strip flock, you're going to have to apply a lot of pressure. And then you, of course, would want to lint roll your shirt. And then they do recommend pre-washing your shirts, but I never do. I just don't have time for that. I'll wash it afterwards. I never really had an issue. Wow, look at all that. Okay. I've been asked this a couple times. I got this from Amazon, and if you want me to link it down at the bottom, I will try to work up to a good description box with all my crafts. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is move this over. I'm going to preheat it. So I got my 9x9 easy press. And I don't think, and so anyways, this is the offset. Put that on here, and we're going to do it for 10 seconds, well, 10 to 15 seconds. So I'm going to put a lot of pressure, and I might just let it linger for just an extra second or two. Okay, here we go. And then I think this is a cool peel. So I'm going to remove my mat, turn it over so it helps remove any of that heat. There we go. Do I have any lifting? No lifting. So I did 300 for, I would probably say 12 seconds, 12 to 13 seconds, and it works just fine. Okay, so there's that offset, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's some lifting, or not lifting, but you can tell there's the flock is on it. I love this. I have tons of my shirts that I've done this with. But anyways, so there's that. Okay, so that's good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my instructions, and I think it said, so 275, so I'm going to hit the temperature and then turn it down to 275. So it's not, it went red, so that's telling me that it's not ready. So it's going to cool down. And then it says press for 10 seconds. So I have my time all set. And then it says peel hot for best results. So we want to immediately peel it as soon as we got it down. Now, I am going to test this out because I don't want to ruin this shirt in particular. And they do give you, or at least they did give me, maybe it's because I was a new customer, but they did give me a test strip. So, which is good. And then, so that way I can test it. So what I'm going to do is, I don't need this whole strip to be tested. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of there. Now, we want, when we apply this, we want shiny side down. So there's my, yeah, it's just like, oh, it's so hard to understand that because, again, regular vinyl. Do we want, Yes, we want shiny side down. Okay. See, I literally had to, I told you, when I was about to cut this, I'm like, I had to read it 3 times and make sure I had it the right way. Okay, so I'm just going to test it down here. Well, actually, I might just test it down here. And then also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back this, well, not this. I'm going to bring back my piece from the flock and just cover this up so I don't accidentally press on this, because then it will make my my mat or my heat press all gunky and everything. So don't ask me how I got that dirt on there. It's literally been sitting in my daughter's room. I was going to give this to her just to wear around the house, but I thought this would be a good shirt to just practice different types of vinyl. So, all right, oh, it's all set right on cue. Okay, so I'm going to move that over. And again, it says we need to do shiny side down, and the shiny, that's the mat at the top. And then press for 10 seconds. Lots of pressure. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Up. Oh, and it already took off my backer. And wow, you guys, that did awesome. So I'm going to remove the mat. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's really puffy. I'm going to kind of turn the shirt to the side here, if you can kind of see. It's interesting because this was from a different company. They don't sell this on Amazon, so I had to go to their website. I had to pay shipping, which I wasn't too thrilled about. But it's a different type of texture than this. So if you guys remember from my other video, I'll be sure to link it so you can watch when I made all these shirts. But it's a little bit of a different texture than this. So just, yeah. All right, so I'm eager to try it. Let's just go ahead and quit playing around with this shirt. It works $2.75 for 10 seconds. I'm good to go. Okay, let's bring this back in. Get this aligned. Now, I'm probably going to need to reuse that just because of I need to protect my strip flock here. Let's bring that into play. And I just want to get this nice and aligned. That's good. And this is enough to cover my strip flock, so I don't need to add the other liner. Okay, here we go. I feel like I'm just a little off. And go. Okay, and it says peel when hot. There we go. Give that time to cool down. Oh, there's a bit of an odor that comes off of the vinyl here. So, interesting. So for comparing this shirt, I feel as though I wonder if I need to apply more pressure or add more heat to it, because it's not puffing as much as I like the metallic look, though, I'll be honest. It's not as puffing as much as I thought it would, and I wonder if it's because it's being layered with the strip flock. So let's go ahead and re-add that real quickly, and I'll probably just do, I don't know, another 5 seconds. Okay, so I did 10 seconds, and I wonder if it's because I have it layered with the strip flock. So, I really liked how it turned out. I'm not saying I'm hating it. I think this turned out super adorable. But it's not as super, it's pretty flat, honestly. So I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up into the camera here. But, I'm not saying I hate it, because I like it. It's just not as puffy as I thought it was going to. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to test this out. All right, so I have this extra piece here, and I'm going to cut out just a little bit of it. I don't know how much I want to cut out. Maybe I'll just do a little strip here. Okay, because I don't want to waste too much of this. And then the shiny side goes down, right? Yep. Okay, then I'm going to press it for 10 seconds with a lot of pressure. And then it wants us to remove it when it's hot. Okay, so I'm going to let that cool down, and hopefully it cools as it puffs, or it will puff as it cools down. So I think to compare, okay, definitely is not because there's strip flock on there and layering it with that, only because you can see how flat this is. And I'm following the instructions. So it says start with a test cut at 75 degrees, increase heat if needed, best 280 works. Oh, well, it says 280. Now I'm kind of wondering if I need to bump it up a little bit. Okay, let's try that again. Let's apply a little bit more heat to it. But you want to be careful. You don't want to overheat it. Okay. So this one, although it's not as puffy as that one, I don't know. I'm not sure. And I think you can kind of see how now it's, I don't know, crackling, if you will. I don't know if you guys can tell that with this shirt here. I think it's because it's getting overheated. All right, we're going to do one more test piece and see if the 280 makes a difference. So shiny side down. All right, let's try this again. Put a lot of pressure on it for 10 seconds. Okay, so here's what it looks like for, this is 1080 at 10 seconds, and I put a lot, I stood up and I put all my pressure on there, and you can tell it got overheated. So I don't know, in comparison to this, I like this better, but I am disappointed. You can tell, well, maybe you guys can't, but it's puffing up a little bit. So I don't know if that metallic has a different type of material that's involved, because this one is more of the super puff, although this is not as puffy as I thought it could get. So I'm a little disappointed in this vinyl, because I've saw people use it, and I don't know, maybe I did something wrong with this. Again, I followed the instructions. They said 280 is best. 280 degrees works. 280 degrees works best for us. So maybe we should have added more heat. Probably, I think that's what we should have done. Let's go ahead. Since we have these test strips, let's go ahead and try this out. So I'm going to increase it to 290, and then I'm going to use this test piece. I think whether it's metallic or if it's this type of vinyl, I don't think that's going to matter. So let's go ahead and test this piece out. Okay. So here is 290 for 10 seconds with more pressure. So, okay, guys, I think we need to increase the temperature at 290 in order to get that to really puff up, because you can tell that this is puffy, but this is puffier. If that's even a word, right? And I increased the temperature. So I'm going to test this one more time. I'm going to go up another 10 degrees. You want to be careful because you don't want to overheat this. So this is 290 for 10 seconds with a lot of pressure. This is 275. This is 275. And then this here was 280. So I don't know why that behaved. Maybe the metallic was a little bit more sensitive than the other type of vinyls. So, okay, let's go ahead and test another piece. So I probably should have tested it a little bit better, a little bit more thorough. But learn through me. That's why I have my channel. You can watch me make the mistakes, and so that way you don't have to. So this is going to be 300 for 10 seconds. So another 10 degrees hotter. The heat really does play with, play an effect, or has a part in making this puffy. Okay, yeah, this is, so there you go. Yeah, so this was just 10 degrees hotter than this one, and I don't think it made a difference. You can kind of try to tilt it to the side so you can see how puffy it is. So I don't think there's much of a difference between, I think honestly 290. Now again, if you're using a different type of press, then it's going to be a little bit different. But you know, so you just use your test pieces. So I would encourage you to try different temperatures and then take it from there, because you want to be careful of burning your product as well. So again, this is for 300 and then this is for 290. And I honestly, I don't see, and this was for 275, the recommended. No, I think this was 280 and then this was, I don't know. But anyway, I gotta review my video now. But anyway, so I would say for the mini, or for the easy press, I would probably encourage you guys to do 280 to 290. But again, testers out. Yours could be different. If you have a clamshell, use that. That'd be better. I have clamshell, but because I don't have a camera to it and I want to demonstrate how this is all done, I decided just to use my mini press. But even though this didn't puff up at all, it's completely flat, I still really loved how this turned out, and I think she'll love it too. But again, even though we didn't achieve what we wanted to, I still think this turned out adorable. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something from this. Give this a try. I'll link the website so you can go check it out. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.